to go for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with Jeff Siembieda and JJ Buck.
So how much of it could you handle? Did you sit around and watch it and watch it and watch it till the bitter end? Did you just watch it on Thursday? That's a lot of draft now for you to sit around. Mel Kiper, they say, doesn't even get up and take a bathroom break or eat anything during the whole draft. I'm like, come on now. That robot with that perfect hair has got to get up and do something with all that coffee that he's drinking. It's the opening drive. Merry Monday to you. Merry May. It's our first show of May. Jeff Siembieda and JJ Buck with a ton to do after a weekend that was chock full of info and intrigue. You had the NFL draft. United opened their season on the road as they open their seasons with a loss on the road. That doesn't mean it'll be a bad season because it tends to mean it's a good season. JJ, maybe it's a good open or a good omen, a 1-0 defeat at the hands of the Toros of Rio Grande Valley. Isotopes are set to open their season now, just days away. Another championship at the University of New Mexico, and Lobo basketball gets another recruit from a Power 5 conference and a Power 5 team. And I guess maybe that's where to start, JJ, is locally with all the draft stuff. Taryn Todd at 6'5", a combo guard who comes over from TCU. Gethro Muscadine from Kansas, 6'10", some size. I don't know much until I see him coming down the ramp and watching him play, but he's putting together what feels like a pretty good haul of transfers. Is Richard Pitino? How you doing?
Doing good. Good morning. What it do, everyone? This is for Lobo basketball. What it does as well is it raises the question, who's leaving? And this is one where, as much as we talk about the transfer portal and the opportunities, it could lead to someone that doesn't necessarily want to be in there having to find a chance to play somewhere else. But we knew this was going to be the case this year. The recruiting wasn't going to stop. This is something that was going to be ongoing for quite some time. And now in the situation for Lobo Bass, we get a very intriguing forward, 6'10", with a lot of potential, but it seems like a guy that even Kansas said was a couple years away in terms of development, but it's a player that you'd love to get in the program and start developing at the forward position, essentially someone that looks like could be your starting center in a year or two and be a very impactful player in the Mountain West. And then the combo guard, that's what we're seeing with Jamal Mashburn as well, Jalen House, and now Todd coming over from TCU, these guys that can make an impact on both sides of the ball in the backcourt.
Yeah, I wonder how much, I know Lobo fans going to think right away, okay, dude, we got a guy from Kansas and from Arizona State and from TCU and Minnesota. All right, let's go. We're going to win the league next year. And I can tell you, probably tap the brakes for a minute. A lot of development, right? A lot of development in these guys, but they're young. Now, what does that mean? They could all be back in the transfer pool next year, for all you know, right? And there's a lot of years left. But to your point, they're over on scholarships. You would assume once the semester's over, there will be an announcement of other players, plural, who are going to leave the program. You knew this was coming. This was a team that was not good last year. They weren't good, and they changed the coaching staff. So there was going to be crazy turnover this year, and there is. You still have the question of whether or not McQuatch Malawach is going to come back for another year and be a super senior. Richard Pitino says he has been welcomed, and if he makes that decision, and I told you this the other day, I kind of feel that he's let coach know one way or another where he's leaning, if not a final decision. The fact that he's been working out with the team certainly projects you to lean a certain way, does it not?
Well, it would, but and also the fact that it's not usual, but he's finishing up the semester. He's still on scholarship until he is officially done, and so it's not like he's at this moment in time, stealing something away from someone else that would immediately be coming on campus, because these guys aren't here yet in a lot of cases. It's going to be June when the new guys actually get to campus and start working out. So it's one, you keep building that relationship, you see what happens, and then also too, you keep going back to Hassan and Jai, and medically, is his issue ultimately going to not allow him to play basketball? I'm still not cleared yet at this point in time from what we know about his situation. And so that's another spot you look at. But overall for New Mexico, I think they're really happy with what Richard Pitino was able to do. The new assistants coming in and helping along the way. And you're starting to see this roster shape up.
There's a lot of guards. A lot of guards, huh?
Yeah, and that was the one spot that they were returning a lot of players. But to your point, it's still a performance industry in college athletics. And the guys are going to have to earn their spots. And the two guys where you can look at right away, and it's House and Mashburn, that you feel can have immediate impact. And after that, it feels like it's definitely up for grabs in a lot of spots.
A lot of development, but the response on the recruiting, if you look anywhere a guy signs, he's going to tell you that the coaches loved on him and made him feel welcome, and he's excited and he wants to. These guys all want to play in the pit, and Richard Pitino's made it very clear he's selling the pit. He wants to sell the pit. He wants to sell the fans. Now it's up to the fans to show up in big numbers and get out there and follow through. But finding guys who had a lot of stars next to their names when they were coming out of high school. And look, for a guy like Taryn Todd, if you're telling me, all right, he's got to develop at Kansas, I'm saying, okay, you can develop him quicker at New Mexico and get him more playing time, probably because he's behind less deeper talent. Is that fair? I mean, you can get him out there and get him reps quicker than maybe you could at Kansas.
Yeah, I think that is fair when you're looking at a guy that's 6'10" coming in and you're saying, all right, we expect you to rebound and alter some shots immediately and then work on everything else.
Yeah. And I meant Muscadine, not Taryn Todd, on the Kansas thing. All right, so you've got that. Let me give you a phone number because we're going to go all over the place today. 505-246-0610. That's how you get to us today. It's area code 505-246-0610. Your emails, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com, JJ at sportsanimalabq.com, on the Twitter, _JJ Buck, on the Facebook, the OD in the AM. Of course, you can watch the show there. Aaron's producing it there. We're going to go throughout the draft. JJ, did you watch a lot of the second, third day? Is it obviously day one? I think we all kind of watched a bunch on Thursday night. How much do you sit around and watch day two, day three?
Usually I watch a lot, but just based on working, I didn't. Yeah. So I did a lot of my stuff after the fact when my notes, etc.
You had games this weekend. See the end of high school basketball season also this weekend. And we're going to get there. The brackets are out. All right. I want to get in the draft, but I'm going to tell you, I don't know what stood out to you because you and I haven't done this in the pregame meeting. A few teams to me, right off the top, Dolphins, Jets, Browns, Giants, Chargers.
What do you like about the Giants draft?
Well, okay. So I thought, and let me go back and find my notes on that because I looked. I know I didn't like what they did in the first round. I didn't think they needed necessarily a receiver in the first round. Okay, but I think they got a pretty good one in Tony. I thought what they did addressing what they needed defense, and I thought they found the depth. They got 2 edge rushers in the first 4 rounds, and then they got 2 defensive backs. And what do they do? Assuming they get Saquon Barkley back, and I know that they went out and got themselves another running back, but I think what they did defensively with the edge rusher, and I thought the kid from it was a 4th round pick. They got the Smith kid. The edge rusher was good. I thought defensively they addressed what they needed to do, and they got guys that they can plug in and play right away. Assuming that, again, everything's assuming, but assuming the cornerbacks can go in and play. I just thought their defense was really bad. And they went out and addressed what they needed to address. And I think they got a good receiver and gave Daniel Jones now an opportunity to be the quarterback. Remember, last year we went in, who's on the clock this year? I think it's a big year for Daniel Jones now. Big year for Daniel Jones. They gave him another weapon. As much as they had other needs, receiver wasn't necessarily. Now they gave him 2 new weapons with free agency and with the draft.
Oh yeah, there's no question. He's that next guy of, all right, the young quarterbacks going into that year of, are they going to be looking at the veteran quarterback, or are they going to be drafted high next year if he doesn't perform. And I think another team in the NFC East, no surprise, that did the, hey, let's just throw a bunch of darts at the board and see what happens. It's the Dallas Cowboys with what they did defensively. We talked a ton on Friday about Micah Parsons, the linebacker out of Penn State.
Love him.
And then they went cornerback, defensive tackle, edge rusher, cornerback, linebacker, the next picks in the draft, just trying to find guys that can step up. And what could be the steal of the draft is Jabril Cox, linebacker from LSU. A lot of people surprised that's where he went, but a super athletic dude that all of a sudden he had some depth, put some pressure on Jalen Smith, Leighton Vander Esch, and that is the one area we know if the Dallas Cowboys are going to win that division, they got to play defense.
Well, I thought that they stocked up defensively and needed to. Their first, 5 picks? 6 picks. First 6 picks were defense. That's what they needed to do. As much as Jerry loves flashy, yummy, fun to look at offensive skill positions, players, they needed to go. They did. I love Micah Parsons. And I know you do too. They got 2 cornerbacks, and they needed cornerbacks, and we'll see. Now they got to go. Now they got to go coach up and play up. So we're gonna go there. We got Glenn Millikins joining us at 9:00. A Lobo men's golf coach who won his 8th conference championship. Lobos again are conference champions. 6 of them now over on South Campus in this abbreviated sports season at UNM. We'll get into the NBA. LeBron doesn't like the play-in tournament now. You know why? LeBron might be staring at the play-in tournament now. We'll get there, and we'll get into United's opener as well. 505-246-0610. Come on in on the opening drive on a Monday on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Mike.
Let me tell you about F45 training, functional training in 45 minutes, high intensity training that's fast, fun, and results driven. F45 has helped me reignite my passion for fitness. And at F45 training, the thing is, the 45-minute class is manageable. So if you have a busy schedule, you're calling games, you're working, you're dropping off kids, you're picking up kids, and then you get to the end of the day, you're like, man, I didn't work out. What am I going to do? Well, try F45. They have classes 7 days a week that are available, so you can find a time that will work for your schedule so you can start caring about your fitness again. The gym has been awesome, and I'm excited to work out once again. So you can check them out at f45training.com. Download the F45 app. You can sign up for your 7-day free trial as well on the app. Just look up F45 Northeast Heights. The gym is located 5920 Holly Northeast, so it's really good access. Paseo I-25 from wherever you're coming from in the city. And like I said, classes available 7 days a week. So those Saturday morning, Sunday morning classes can help catch up. If you miss a workout during the week, they got a lot going on. Certified trainers are at every class to help motivate and modify. The atmosphere is great, and when you sign up on the app, you book your class, so they still manage class sizes, so it's not overwhelming. You're going to get in there and just focus on getting a great workout done in just 45 minutes. High intensity, full body training at 45. Check them out. If you go, let me know. We'll do a class together. It's a lot of fun. F45training.com. Download the F45 app. Team training, life-changing. I'll see you at F45.
Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide on Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you...
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small.
Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric for uninterruptible power systems and Layer 0 for static switches and power distribution units. High-Tech Power Protection manufactures dynamic rotary UPS systems up to 3.6 megawatts, individual and 100 megawatts by combining multiple units. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God.
Well, maybe you were watching or heard social media or whatever it was on Friday. Lowell women's soccer at the NCAA tournament halftime, JJ, up 1-0. And you're like, huh? Against fourth-ranked TCU Horned Frogs. And then the second half came. And then there was the onslaught of the second half, and TCU buried the Lobos 6-2 to end their season. Heather Dyke, JJ, said after the match that was by far the best team, the best players that they have faced all year. Different class. Up 1-0 though at halftime. I think there was a lot of optimism and a lot of maybe we can do this going on around Lobo soccer and their fans. And then boy, they woke up a giant, didn't they?
They did. The first 45, they took it right to TCU. It looked like a completely different team that we saw from Navy. It was, all right, the jitters are gone. They're confident in themselves. They know that they deserve to be here. And they're going right at it. And then in the second half, it was the first time all year that they had multiple mistakes. And those mistakes immediately led to goals in such quick succession. Right out the gate, TCU ties it, and then it gets sloppy in the back. Then it's 2-1. Then it's 3-1. And this span of 6 to 7 minutes, the game is out of hand. And that's a situation they haven't been in this year. And it spiraled out of control. They couldn't rebound. And then you saw in those moments that, oh, yeah, this is why TCU was the 4th seeded team in the entire tournament. But it was a year that was fantastic. It was a lot of fun to watch. You're talking about the Mountain West Conference final run, the first ever NCAA tournament victory in program history, and then the experience of, okay, this squad that they saw on Friday, TCU, that's this kind of team that you're going to have to play, have to beat to go to the next level as a program. They got that experience, and definitely a humbling experience on Friday night, but one that I'm excited to see what's next for Heather in this program.
All right, we're going to get there a little bit more as well. 505-246-0610. Lenny, get us started on the phones. Good morning, Lenny. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hello, sir.
Good morning. So everyone's saying the Bears had the best draft.
Not sure
but how good are they cultivating their quarterbacks? They're the only team in the NFL who has never had a quarterback throw for 4,000 yards.
Which is amazing.
So while everyone's getting excited about it, let's see if they could actually get him to where he needs to be. They got a great pick, but let's see what they do with him. Now, I agree with the other three, not being a homer, but the Jets had a very good draft. The Chargers did too, as well as the Giants this year, and then picking up as it's for next year. And this was the first draft where the Jets actually drafted for the needs of their quarterback. They never gave Darnold this much assets or protection.
That's right. Yep.
So we'll see.
That's right.
Now, I don't want to take away. I know you brought up the LeBron James thing. I don't mind if we could bring that up real quick.
Go ahead.
But he had no problem with the play-in last year because they weren't going to be in the play-in. So why is the play-in a problem this year when they may have to be in it?
I'm not sure he had a problem with the play-in last month. It didn't look like they were going to be in.
He's whining about something that wasn't an issue until you have to be in it. And to say that the guy who came up with it or who did it should be fired, it adds more excitement to the playoffs, and it does stop to a limited amount tanking. Teams are trying to get in to that play-in tournament.
Yeah, you've got more teams who are playing. It's like when you add, more play. Anytime in baseball, you add the extra wild card, more teams are in it. Yes, you've got more teams that are playing for something late in the season that wouldn't be. Right now, you've got. I guess all the teams in the West would still be playing. Still be in it. Probably. Well, I guess all the 10 teams, JJ, would all still probably be fighting for it anyway. They're all within a game and a half of each other. Between 8 and 10 anyway. But I understand what you're saying. I don't love it, but I didn't love it a month ago. I didn't love it 2 months ago. But I don't. I could live with it or whatever.
If you hated it from the start, that's one thing. But he never said anything until yesterday.
Yeah.
When he's saying that his team isn't playing well, he may not be healthy for the playoffs. They're out of sync, and they've lost 3 in a row since he's been back.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're tied with Portland for the last non-playing spot. Yes.
But if he was in first place right now or in the top 4,
you wouldn't say anything about it.
You wouldn't hear anything.
Yeah, it would be irrelevant, right?
So I don't think, regardless if they are in the playoff tournament or not, that they're going to get by Utah or Phoenix.
Well, it's funny as they slip, right? I don't know if it's funny, JJ. No matter where they land, it keeps looking like they end up with Denver in the first round. Now, if they slip another one, they probably do not end up with Denver in the first round. But where they sit right now, even when they were 4-5, it was Denver, right? I would take a healthy Lakers over Denver without Jamal Murray, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but the Lakers, the Nuggets are 9-1 without Jamal Murray.
I understand that. How do you feel about them going to the playoffs, playing a team like a healthy Laker team?
I would take the Nuggets over the Lakers because you still got to stop Jokic. Michael Porter is still a good asset. They're playing better defense and they're healthier.
Okay. I'm going to go the other way.
Montrezl Harrell, as good as he is still a negative on defense. Drummond is good, but you don't know how good he's going to play.
All right. I go. Maybe we'll see it.
I didn't think the Nuggets would be 9-1 without Murray.
Nor did I. Nor did you. So, all right.
But they've come through. So, stop whining and just play.
Fair enough. All right, Lenny, good to hear you.
All right. Have a good one.
JJ, what do you think on the LeBron thing? I didn't hear it till this morning. To his point, if they were in the 1 or 2 seed, he would have been asked about the play-in tournament, so he wouldn't have said anything.
That's where I'm not going to go, well, you weren't talking about it before. Yeah. Well, it didn't affect him before. So, of course, I'm not going to expect LeBron James. Because then if he was talking about the play-in tournament, people would be like, well, why is he going out of his way to talk about the play-in tournament?
Yes.
So now that it's directly affecting him, of course, he's going to have a response to it. And some people are already there with him. We had this debate back and forth. You don't like it. So I don't think a lot of people... Now, because LeBron is saying it, they're going to tell him to shut up. and say just play better. But that's also what the play-in tournament does. Is you didn't expect the Lakers to be here, but it puts a little pressure on teams to get out of that 7 or 8 seed, finish in the top 6, get that incentive of not having to play those 2 or 3 extra games to get into the NBA playoffs. And none of us expected the Lakers to be in this situation. Yesterday was bad. That was a bad game against the Toronto Raptors. And you don't necessarily think that they're going to be looking like their best, but that window all of a sudden of just being able to shake that rust off and then go to the playoffs is not looking as clear as it did before if you slide down to the play-in tournament, because that's just not where the Lakers want to be. You got the questions with Anthony Davis, LeBron coming back. I don't have questions about LeBron, but still everyone else in that chemistry in that short period of time, the play-in tournament, just not the way they wanted to go into the playoffs.
It would be interesting, and I think the Lakers get through it. I think Golden State's going to get in front of Memphis, which I don't think that's good for them. I think they'd rather play San Antonio. Like, what's the incentive for Golden State to win now, right? If you're, because again, I totally, I get the concept of the play-in tournament. I'm not a fan of it, but that's fine. I'll watch it. But I don't understand why it's not 7 versus 10, 8 versus 9. Instead of 7 versus 8, 9 versus 10, because now what's the incentive for Golden State to get up, get in front of Memphis and try and play Portland or the Lakers as opposed to lose and continue to be matched up against San Antonio?
Yeah, that is the weird oddity about the play-in tournament is you'd think that if it's a 7 seed, you'd play a 10, right? It's like, right. Well, at least we earned the opportunity to not play the 8 seed right. in the play-in tournament. And then it does change some strategy down the stretch. If you have enough of a cushion and you know for sure, all right, this result means this is where we're playing, then you're going to get DNP rest in some cases as teams try to manage where they ultimately finish.
Right. You're Golden State right now. Who do you want to play? You want to play San Antonio? Or you want to play Portland or the Lakers?
You want to play San Antonio.
I mean, it's not even arguable, right? You're trying to stay a half game behind Memphis as you are right now. Maybe you want to get out on LeBron, that's fine. I'm going to side with JJ on this. I mean, it's no secret. I'm not never been a LeBron apologist. I don't know if that was his thoughts before or not. He's never been asked. He never said anything before. To JJ's point, it's never been relevant to him before. When were the Lakers ever going to be mentioned for the play-in tournament? And now they may slide into it this afternoon or this evening. And so he was asked about. Sure, he's not going to like it. They don't want to be in it. But hey, when LeBron speaks, people listen. 505-246-0610. Come on in. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Got your emails this morning. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Stephanie and Bobcat producing on the radio side. Aaron and looks like Josh over there on the TV side of ProView Networks. I'm glad you're listening on 95.9 FM at AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Growing relationships and live gyms.
Westbound on Gibson, there's an accident.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Lakers lost last night to Toronto, 121-114. Toronto is a team on the outside of the play-in tournament right now. 2.5 games behind the Washington Wizards, so probably not even going to make the play-in tournament in the East. The Lakers falling and have dropped to a tie for 5th place, a 3-way tie between them, Dallas, and Portland. And Portland can overtake them and knock them into the play-in tournament tonight down into the 7th spot if Portland wins tonight. And that's where the Lakers are. That's why it came to that conversation. And you'll hear more of it. And I'm going to tell you, your big national talking points today, I promise you, are going to be the draft and are going to be LeBron. Right? Because LeBron said something. I just think that's where that's going to go, and everybody's going to have an opinion on that.
Yes, but it's also what the Lakers are doing. Because it's going to be hard to pick against them. Lenny went out there and he's like, I wouldn't take them right now. But the Lakers, this is concerning. I'm more concerned about the Lakers than, say, the Brooklyn Nets. Then we're coming to this point in time, getting the players back. What's it going to look like? Because we just thought it was going to be, all right, snap your fingers, just get that game conditioning back and be good to go. I still think the Lakers are going to be all right in the playoffs because you have that dude in LeBron James, and defensively, they can still be one of the better teams in the league, which absolutely matters in the postseason. But your level of concern just keeps creeping up because that season is coming to an end quickly. The playing tournament is just games you don't want to have to go through because it's just more opportunity for something bad to happen to Anthony Davis, even though he survived last postseason and was fantastic. I get why it's frustrating because yesterday was a bad day for the Lakers all around on the basketball court.
They get matched up with a Steph Curry in the first round. I mean, to your point, what could happen? I think we would all take the Lakers, right? We would all pick the Lakers to win. But Steph Curry he has a couple special nights. I mean, that can happen, right? Anything can happen. I don't see Memphis, Golden State, or San Antonio beating the Lakers. It's 2 out of 3, correct?
Yes.
In the play-in? I just don't. But if there was a team, it would be Steph Curry in the match. I mean, have you watched him? Did you watch the month of April? Tonight he's going to be a damn superhero, a Marvel superhero, for crying out loud. Did you watch him? If there's a team in the play-in tournament, that would be them. But you're going to hear a lot about that. All right, I want to go back to the draft, because still to me, as big as everything that happened in the draft and what the Cowboys did and what the Dolphins did and what the Jets did and whatever your team did, the Aaron Rodgers talk coming out of it is still the talk to me moving forward. And listening to Matt LaFleur, their coach, saying, I love Aaron as a person, not just the quarterback, but I love him. And he's our quarterback, and I can't imagine it not being. And Aaron Rodgers sitting there basically saying, look, I'll hold out. I'm not playing. To me, something's brewing there. Something's brewing that's real. I just don't think Aaron Rodgers is just playing a game of chicken to play a game of chicken. Do you?
At this point in time, I don't think he's doing that either. I really wonder, what relationship soured the most? Because I get you can be frustrated with the draft last year because they wasted their first 4 picks. But still, if you're Aaron Rodgers, you went out there and you won NFL MVP, and you're a couple plays away from going to the Super Bowl. So while you'd like some more help, obviously your team is still good enough to compete and potentially win that conference. So what relationship is it? Is it with the head coach? Is it something that happened with the front office? Or is Aaron Rodgers just ultimately done overall in Green Bay and he's ready for something else at this point in time? Because it's a lot of, we're going to sit here and assume because it's all we can do to pick it apart. But to your point is, that is going to be the lingering storyline, because Green Bay is going to say, no, we are not trading you. We love you, Aaron. We're going to get through this together. Let's go have some lunch. It's going to be all good.
Right.
But Rodgers, through whatever channel it is making it known that I might not be your guy anymore.
Yeah, I'm not sure it matters to me which relationship soured. And if it's one of the things you just said, to me, is really, it doesn't matter. If it's irreversible, it doesn't matter. Now, I don't know that anything's ever irreversible, right? If he's angry with the coach or the situation or the pick, or I guess it doesn't matter. He's got all the cards except for they got the money, right? He's under contract. If he doesn't play, he doesn't get paid. Okay, that's fine. And he's at a point in his career where, maybe he does something else, does Jeopardy. I think last week I was at a place where if you asked me, is he going to play with this team next year? I would have told you absolutely he's going to play with this team. I'm not there anymore. I don't know that I am. After listening to some of the stuff that I've been listening to, and these things I never know who to believe. I just don't. And everybody who tells me they think they know probably doesn't. The Packers, it might be in their best interest to trade him. And you say, Jeff, how is it in their best interest to trade the best quarterback or one of the best quarterbacks in the league? If he didn't want to be there, if he's going to make it miserable, it does them no good. If he doesn't play, see, I don't believe he sits out. But I think he can make it miserable. So do you go out and do you get assets for him and say, look, he didn't want to be here, we're going to go do something? Now, what does that mean? Does that mean you get Teddy Bridgewater or Drew Lock and a bunch of picks? Like, what does it mean? If you're the Broncos, and the Broncos are the team that's just talked about the most, what is the package you put together for Aaron Rodgers? What's it worth, right? At 37 years old, he's not slowing down. He's the MVP. He's the freaking MVP of the league. So what is the MVP of the league worth if you put a package together right now? It's one of those quarterbacks. It's next year's first, and it's probably that's not enough, is it?
It's, even at this point in time, it's multiple first-round picks.
Right.
Whatever player they want from your roster. Almost. It might even be a Patrick Surtain, someone along those lines to throw it in. But then if you're the team on the other side, it's even if it's a 3 or 4 year window, if you're still pushing MVP level quarterback play, that's what this whole game's about. It's about winning championships. It's about competing for championships. and Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback that's going to come in to any team, you're going to feel like, you know what, we have a chance to make a run at this. And that organization is not unaccustomed to quarterbacks doing that. Now, it was an entirely different situation. They didn't have to give up necessarily the amount of assets. But bringing in Peyton Manning, that wasn't a long-term solution. It was, hey, this is what we have to do to win right now. And so I think that even if you're talking 2 first-round picks plus more a player, teams would absolutely be looking at that because they know immediately your franchise goes from right now the Denver Broncos would be happy to be a 9-7 football team to, oh, we can go out there and win the AFC. We can go toe-to-toe now with a Patrick Mahomes in our division.
Yeah, so the other part of it to me is they got to save face with their fan base. Aaron Rodgers is the Green Bay Packers right now to so many people, right? Aaron Rodgers is the face of that franchise. Aaron Rodgers is, I mean, if they lose him, they're going to lose their mind. And so I guess I'm struggling with how do you sell it to your fan base that, look, he wasn't playing here anymore. He didn't want to be here anymore, and we don't want a guy who doesn't want to be here. Well, it's your fault that he doesn't want to be here, coach. It's your fault, GM, that he doesn't want to be here, right? And so how do you sell it to them? And I think they're in a really precarious situation, and he's put them there. And the fact that they're having to do this, but like JJ, I think if the Broncos call, they say, all right, look, I want whichever quarterback it is I want, whether I want Bridgewater or Locke, I don't think it matters. They want a receiver. They want one of your better receivers because they need a receiver, right? They want next year's first-round pick, and they probably want the year after's first-round pick. Broncos, you do that? You say, boom, I got Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
I think so.
Especially if it's like if you can sneak in a Cortland Sutton who's on the final year of his contract anyway, coming off a knee injury.
Well, it probably won't be him, right? I mean, it probably wouldn't be him. But I don't know. We'll see. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. I ask you this a lot. Who's watching your home? Who is your home security? And I suggest it to be IPS, International Protective Service, because they've watched my home for years and given my family a sense of security. I know you see them all around town. I know you see their vehicles. Look, IPS is local. They've been doing business in Albuquerque for more than 15 years. Aaron Jones started the company here, and he's passionate about making Albuquerque a better and a safer place to live. He's from here. He's not going anywhere. He's not selling this company. And a lot of you have signed up for local armed security with a company who's been bought and sold twice. And now your security is in the hands of a company from Texas. That's not what you signed up for. Look, IPS has highly trained armed guards. They watch your home. If your alarm goes off, they respond within 5 to 7 minutes. They catch the bad guys. If you go out of town, they watch your house, do exterior checks, pick up the newspaper, the mail if you ask them to. If it's garbage day, they roll your garbage cans to the curb and back. I've trusted IPS for years, and I suggest you do as well. Don't wait until something bad happens. Don't wait until it's too late. Call IPS. There's no contracts. It's just positive benefits. The number is 505-897-2420. Area code 505-897-2420. Or you can visit them online, ipsglobal.com.
Whether you hire one...
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Extreme Clean is a proud sponsor and supporter of ProView Networks and all high school sports athletics. Owner Mike McLean and Extreme Clean specialize in carpet cleaning for apartment, realty, business, and residential clients. With over 20 years experience, attention to detail and quality customer service matters. For more information, give them a call, 505-221-6440, Extreme Clean.
Looks like Lauren McKinley with the ball right there, just into the game. Banks one off the window.
Lovato spins. Lovato going to get all the way to the basket over Gilliford. It's the ball handler. Lovato's so good, he only needs one shoe. Seiss just picked his pocket. Transition and one on a strong finish for Gabe Seiss.
He will smack that one to center field. This one's going, it's going, and that is home run for Kiana King. For today, 2 games, 4 official at-bats. She has 4 home runs. King adding more to the board.
Back to Stanridge. Stanridge going to go strong. No, look, underneath. Beautiful pass there to Ethan Chavez. Mauer's free throw's no good. Offensive rebound for Ayers, and he beats the horn. Exodus Ayers steals the offensive board, and he beats the buzzer, and we got a 1-point game here. District on the line at Sandia. It's halftime here on ProView Network. Lovato trying to go all the way. Lovato, tough angle, it's going to count, and it's a chance at a 3-point play for Lovato. Steal by Wade. Wade will slam it in transit.
Touch the ball for them. Big look.
Pacheco, the lob, slam dunk. The lob to Wade, it's a slam dunk and a timeout. Valley right away, and great job by Pacheco in finding Wade in the open court.
Ladies, how does it feel? Let's come in here a little bit. How does it feel to hit the 1,000 point mark here at Volcano Vista? Look at the camera. Look at the camera.
Yeah!
Say hi to everybody. You bet.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. Micah, Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talk It Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric.
Power
for-
to simply get some kicks out of it, bring in an actual certifiable backup so you have somebody in there, but and get them some more help. Just come clean. And
I'll answer that for you.
That's the best way that they can make amends for repairing the relationship.
Yeah, I'll answer that, Chad. So first of all, to apologize would be you have to think that you made a mistake, and I'm not sure that they believe that. Secondly, admitting it is embarrassing, and C, if you have any intent on keeping Jordan Love around and having him play, to go out and admit you made a mistake by drafting him kind of squashes that whole thing too.
I dropped him.
I think we lost Chad, but am I wrong on that? I mean,
no, you hit a lot of the points in that is you're trying to manage egos, but at some point in time, you're going to make decisions to be like, all right, we have to own this or we got to deal with it. And the person at this point in time, if you upset Jordan Love, so be it.
What?
He still hasn't played an NFL game, so I don't think he's all of a sudden going to be like, oh, I don't want to be here anymore. Something. And that's why I think it does matter what is actually happening in terms of, is it the coach? Is it the front office? Was it the draft picks? One, for Green Bay to figure it out and try to move forward with Aaron Rodgers, and then potentially other teams to look at the situation and go, okay, we're not going to do what they just did.
Yeah, because it got him in a lot of... Look, everybody's fragile. I'm just not sure. I think Green Bay believes they made a mistake. Yep. I think it just starts at the top. What are they going to apologize for it? To Chad's point, that would be probably the way to deal with it. I'm just not convinced they believe they've got anything to apologize for. Sean, you're up next. Good morning, Sean. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline.
Good morning, gentlemen. How's it going?
Greetings. How you living?
Doing well. I actually got to see the Jets do something I don't think they've ever done, and that's build around their quarterback for the draft early. It was great to see. I was surprised they were going for O-line moving up. I thought they were going in position for one of the top cornerbacks. But I'm happy with the Vera Tucker pick.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah, and like I said last time, I thought they were going to edge to start the second round, but I'm happy we got Elijah Moore.
Yep. I think what they did, I think they had a terrific weekend.
Yeah, to cap it off with our first Michael Carter, I think that's a good, strong push that you're actually building around Zach Wilson. So we'll see how it really goes. We've got a pretty thin running back room as it stands right now.
That's right.
But yeah, even the last couple of days, our second Michael Carter, that Jamie and Sherwood, I'm interested to see how he plays. He's got that hybrid type of role. But it's Robert Saleh's defense. I'm sure it's going to be good.
Yeah, I think he came out of that so much better up. It's going to depend on the play of that young quarterback, and I think he's going to struggle to begin. That's just me. I don't know where you are on Zach Wilson. He may be good in the long term. JJ, for me, it feels like if there's going to be the guy who's got a really hard run, to me, he leads the pack, and on my list, a guy who's going to struggle early. Of those five quarterbacks.
Have you seen the Jets? Yes.
Yeah.
He's for sure going to struggle, and we don't have a good backup quarterback for him to actually learn from. I think James Morgan is our backup quarterback right now.
Enjoy that.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes.
All right. I'm glad you had a good weekend, Sean.
Appreciate you, gentlemen. I hope you have a good one.
Thanks. See you. Do I have time for Brian, Steph? Do I have time to get Brian in there?
10 seconds.
I don't. Brian, hold through the break if you would. Love to hear what you have to say. But Bobcat says no. And when Bobcat growls, Bobcat gets what he wants. It's 505-246-0610. That opened up some lines for you. You can get in, love your thoughts on the draft. You can get in on United over the weekend. Love baseball if you want. Love women's soccer. LeBron, the Lakers, Sam Burns winning his first tournament at the Valspar. You had a heck of a weekend. You had fight night. You had Major League Baseball. Dodgers blowing a lead twice in the extra innings against the Brewers, coming back and hitting 2 grand slams in the first 2 innings yesterday. Oh, and JJ, you had high school basketball. We got
state tournament week.
It's state tournament week. It's the opening drive. We're on ProView Networks, where Aaron is producing. Stephanie and Bobcat tag teaming on the radio side on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric for uninterruptible power systems and Layer Zero for static switches and power distribution units. High-Tech Power Protection manufactures dynamic rotary UPS systems up to 3.6 megawatts, individual and 100 megawatts by combining multiple units. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever, no one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
All right, we're going to get with Glenn Milliken coming up at an hour from now, 9 o'clock. He's the Lowell Meds golf coach. Another, JJ, I mean, literally, they need a trophy case just for this late season between women's soccer, women's golf, men's golf, tennis, cross country, women's basketball. Did I miss one? I believe that to be 6. That's 6 Mountain West Conference championships over there. That's a pretty good abbreviated season. I get it. It's not men's basketball. It's not football. I understand that. I'm well aware of where the money's made. But what's going on over there on South Campus is pretty good.
Yes, because they're making exciting storylines with what they're able to do. And then the matches, too, coming down to the wire, team playoffs, individual playoffs. Anytime you can win a trophy, it is fantastic. And what these teams are doing in conference is setting the tone, because that's who you have to beat. Those are the main competitors year in and year out to be a successful program. And we're seeing that. I will say, though, when we look at Lobo Athletics, I'm going to kind of be the buzzkill in it, specifically for women's basketball. There was some major news over the weekend with Elise Hurst entering the transfer portal, the senior to be a great three-point shooter, the best perimeter defender on the team, leaving the Lobos, and that is a huge hit in a team that was riding so much momentum. Bringing back Jaden De La Cerda, Antonio Anderson when she covers from the knee injury. Good, but I don't think you're looking at the preseason favorites any longer.
It's a big loss. It's a big loss. It surprised me. Surprise you?
Very
you cover
surprised.
that team really closely.
Very surprised.
All right, Brian, thanks for holding. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Good morning, Brian.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you all doing?
Good. How you living?
Hey, living all right, man. About to be living even better, moving to a different place, which is going to be nice. Still in Albuquerque, so of course, never leaving here because of the green chili. Anyway, calling to jump in. You guys are talking about the Broncos potentially looking to acquire Aaron Rodgers. Of course, that's going to pique my interest. I wanted to put in my 2 cents on a package of what would be worth it. I think a receiver that would be worth letting go would be Tim Patrick. I think the Packers wouldn't have a problem with that. Tim Patrick played really good last season. Had a lot of catches, a lot of things to help Drew Lock last season, so I don't see that would be an issue with the Packers. And then the number ones, of course, that would hurt a little bit, but of course getting Aaron Rodgers makes it worth it. And in general, just getting a quarterback like that is going to do a lot for the franchise and get a lot of fan buzz about everything. So. And then I would hope that the Packers would be cool letting us give him Teddy Bridgewater instead of Locke, because if we could hang on to Locke and have Aaron Rodgers teach him a couple of things, I think that'd be helpful.
All right, no, it's good, Brian, and I appreciate. I think that's, and thanks for the call. I think that's the construct of what you go at them. Here's our next 2 number ones, and it's going to be basically they're going to pick which quarterback and which receiver they want, and you're going to say okay, right? If they say we want Tim Patrick, Cortland Sutton. I don't think it's going to be Cortland Sutton. Whichever young receiver you've got a number of them, and whichever quarterback they like. And I don't know that I know which one it would be. JJ, would it be Drew Lock? Would it be Teddy? I'm not sure which way they would go because then they're in trouble.
I don't think for them it would be Drew Lock because
they need someone now.
Well, not even now, but then you want to do that. Like you invested a first-round pick in Jordan Love, and then you want to bring in another young quarterback. Right. I think it would be, all right, this is our get-by quarterback, and then Jordan Love is going to get the opportunity to play football because you drafted him in the first round. I wonder, in this, our team's going to be willing to give up. Like, I could see this taking 3 first-round picks to get the deal done for Aaron Rodgers. And
yeah, because the Packers would come back and say, give me another one.
Yeah,
it's the MVP's Aaron Rodgers. Yeah,
and you immediately know, all right, you're going to be good. And is Aaron Rodgers still, for a franchise like the Denver Broncos, good enough for the next 4 years to not have a first-round pick for 3 years?
Rams do it. No, Rams are in a lot better position than the Broncos are. I don't know that you are, to be honest with you. Is that worth it? It's taken a swing, but what are you swinging at? So. Let's put it in perspective. What is it you're swinging at? If you put Aaron Rodgers on this roster now, take away a receiver. Who's your best receiver?
It would be Cortland Sutton when he's healthy. He didn't play last year.
But they won't take him. So who they
still
take?
Got Patrick? Jerry Jeudy.
All right.
By the way, his first-round pick last year.
Let's say they take Jerry Jeudy from you. I think that's probably right. So you lose Jeudy. your backup quarterback and your 3 firsts. So what does that make you now? Because that now it's all about now. It's got nothing to do with 3 years from now. Now you're all in about now. You're in a division with the Chiefs, the Chargers. I don't know if the Raiders got any better this weekend or not. Are you a playoff team? Are you a Super Bowl contender? What are you? As opposed to if you don't make this move and you continue to build.
And that's why I'm still always going to lean towards I'll give up that extra first-round pick because Aaron Rodgers for the next 4 years changes the trajectory of your franchise. Now you can become that place that gets that good veteran on a cheaper contract, that gets the Antonio Brown type of player at the end coming in knowing, hey, I'm going to win. Even if you're going toe-to-toe with the Kansas City Chiefs in the division, you have the belief, well, we got a quarterback that can play at that level. And then much like we talk about in other situations, well, guess what? You still have rounds 2 through 7. There's undrafted free agency. There's free agency. There's still ways to add to your football team because the ultimate factor is if you got an elite quarterback, you got yourself a chance.
Okay. So would you be willing to give up 3 firsts, a quarterback, and Jerry Jeudy?
Yeah.
Wow. It's a haul. Then make the call because then you might be able to get him. And if you're the Packers, you say, look, your fans are going to go, what are you going to do with the first-round picks anyway? You screw it up every year. It doesn't matter. And if Teddy Bridgewater does go, if that happened, would that be his 4th franchise where he's your get-by quarterback? Right? It was New Orleans, Carolina, Denver, and then Green Bay.
Yeah, it would be his 3rd.
Well, Denver has to count. New Orleans?
Yeah, well it was a back.
Carolina.
Behind Drew Brees in New Orleans. So.
Yeah, it was a get-by for the year. Yeah. Yeah, it's wow. But you're probably right. And then the other piece is, where's Jordan Love in his progression? Like, are they ready to say, okay, let's turn this thing over to this young man and let's go? He should be, right?
It might not even matter if they're ready, right? If it just comes down to Aaron Rodgers is just done in Green Bay.
Well, I think it matters on who what they need at the quarterback position.
I think it's Teddy. If this is the case, like if this is the conversation, you're not taking Drew Lock back.
I agree with that.
You can't do that because then you're just going to make that situation worse with Jordan Love.
Yep. Totally agree. All right, Bronco fan, how do you feel about that? That was a proposed trade by Brian. I look. I think he says do it like he says you dangle Patrick and Tim Patrick and whatever. That's fine. They're going to take whichever quarterback, whichever receiver they want. But I think the key is you get enough receivers. Losing Jerry Jeudy would be a bummer. That's kind of like 4 first-round picks, right? It's really what it is. It's 4 first-round picks. But that guy's Aaron Rodgers. That guy is the reigning MVP. Won a Super Bowl a decade ago. He was pretty good. Still is pretty good. Brings a lot of panache. I mean, I don't know. That'd be something to it. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Your emails, Jeff at 610knml.com. I'm sorry, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Todd wants to know how many shows is Bobcat on? Yesterday, I made a visit to the house, and Bobcat was trying to sell the benefit of appearing on this bleep show to both programs. Really? This bleep show? I don't think Viper Pit was buying it. And then later in the day, I turned on the Ben DiNucci show, and there was Bobcat producing that as well. Are you like the only guy that they've got to produce? Is that why you're training Stephanie so she can go over there and produce the Ben DiNucci show and whatever else we got going
on? It's complicated.
First off, when did the Dallas Cowboys backup quarterback get a show on KKOB?
Yeah, I guess
I was not informed about that.
The Ben
Jim
DiNucci
Villanucci is now on.
Who's that?
Jim Villanucci.
Yeah, who's he?
Is now Saturday and Sunday 2 to 5.
Oh, he's new to the market. All right, so we got a new guy.
He was on KKOB for many years in the afternoon slot.
I've been here 25 years. I don't remember. So what's his name?
Jim
Ben DiNucci?
Villanucci. Jim Villanucci.
What, does he just always wear blue shirts or something?
I don't know.
God, I've been here 25 years. I don't know who the hell that is. All right. I swear my radio dial
worked
goes
here
over
for
there.
many years.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome to town.
So, he was over on a
I know who the hell he
station.
is.
Okay. With you, I'm not sure.
Tricky guy over here.
So yesterday we had a new producer starting, but he had never run a live show before. So I stayed to make sure that he was qualified to do it.
That's not hard. How hard is that show?
Day.
You're on News Radio. Go. Best record albums.
Yeah.
Go.
And I was trying to convince Eric of the benefits of me working over here, because we had a question about Dukes, the person that played the organ.
Ooh.
There for decades apparently, and we were trying to find the name, and because
how'd that work for you?
We finally we did get a caller that called in when I couldn't take him because we had like 10 seconds left of the show.
So is Eric giving you a hard time about moonlighting on our show?
Yeah.
What's his issue? What's he so afraid of? Why does he hate our show so much?
I don't. No, it's not that
all
he
we
hates
do is
the
love
show.
on his little show.
He just wants to make sure
He's
that I'm
worried that
producing his
Bob's
show.
going to come back and tell him that it was terrible to take a running back in the first round when you don't have an offensive line.
Exactly
No,
right.
we didn't talk that. It was
No,
Dukes.
of course not.
And
if that running back is a Democrat, or if that running back's a liberal, then we got a real problem on that show. Do you know what his politics are?
No, I don't care.
All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Bobcast producing with Stephanie on the radio side today. You can take a look at her and him and us and even Aaron right now, who's producing on ProView Networks. You can watch on ProViewNetworks.com on their YouTube channel and on our Facebook, the OD in the AM. It's the opening drive. Glenn Milliken's going to be with us at the top of the hour on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Make a better...
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Extreme Clean is a proud sponsor and supporter of ProView Networks and all high school sports athletics. Owner Mike McLean and Extreme Clean specialize in carpet cleaning for apartment, realty, business, and residential clients. With over 20 years experience, attention to detail and quality customer service matters. For more information, give them a call, 505-221-6440, Extreme Clean.
Like Lauren McKinley with the ball right there, just into the game. Banks one off the window.
In the draft, you got to watch 3 days of guys in suits or in Zooms or in whatever. Good job, Cleveland, man. There were a lot of people. Then you had the Derby. You had the Derby over the weekend, too. How'd you do on the Derby? Medina did well. If your name was Medina, you probably bet the winner. I'm just guessing. All my buddies who are named Medina, you have one too. I know you do. Probably did all right on that as well. 505-246-0610 if you want to get in. 888-922-0610. Lobo Golf won a conference championship over the weekend. Glenn Milliken's going to be with us at 9 o'clock to talk about his team. Aggie Golf won another championship. New Mexico State won the WAC championship. So both the Aggie and Lobo, men and women, going to the NCAA tournament. Both of them win championships. Lobo women's soccer over the weekend has their season end on Friday. They were up 1-0 at halftime over TCU, the 4th seed, and then boom, 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 and out go the lights. 6-2 TCU ended the season there. Lobo baseball swept over the weekend by Fresno State. I see you ready to go. What do you got?
Lance on the phone. Lance.
Oh, okay. All right, we'll get there. And then we got to get into New Mexico United as well. JJ, United opens the season on the road, Rio Grande Valley. 1-0. They get beat. A little bit of a fluky goal. I don't know how much of that you saw. I'm not going to lose my mind over it because they've been around 3 years and they've lost their opener all 3 years and have pretty good seasons.
It was a game that ultimately should have been a draw, like every other matchup against the Toros has been when these two teams played, but RGV capitalized on a deflection, got past the keeper Tambakis, who I thought was the most impactful new signing for the United. I thought he did play a fantastic game overall. 3 saves on the night, stopped a dangerous free kick as well. And it just looked like a United team that still has some work to do, especially chemistry, the build-up, creating chances. They allowed RGV a lot of opportunities, 14 corner kicks. So it's one just early season. Not a lot of worry at all if you're United. A lot of new pieces in the attack that they have to figure out. But you say, all right, it took a deflection. We lost 1-0. Get back to work.
Who do you think was, I mean, just watching it, and I don't know how much of it you got to watch. I think you were doing a game that night. I thought Rio Grande Valley just controlled, and I understand what the stats say. I think it was 53% possession for New Mexico United, but I just thought that the better chances, the team just layman looking at it better. I thought Rio Grande Valley looked like they were a little further along.
It did, and it did feel that way, especially when you look at, as I mentioned, the corners. It's 14-4, so that means RGV was getting that ball forward. They were getting in the final third. They're creating opportunities. And anything can happen when you get that many set-piece chances. Now, that's something that didn't come back to hurt United. And, again, I go to Tambakis. I thought he did a really good job controlling the box overall, coming out and getting the balls he needed to, making the saves that he needed to. And it was only that deflected shot that ended up getting by him. And if you're New Mexico, you're just looking at, all right, how do we continue to build? They have a lot of pieces that people were excited about, but it's a lot of new guys on the field. So just building that chemistry, getting that build-up play, creating those chances on the other end, that's the next step for this team.
Yeah, first match, I'll tell you what, for Rio Grande Valley team that wasn't very good last year, I mean, a lot of improvement there, huh? When I saw, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I follow USL off-season signings. You might be the only guy I know that's not in the game that does. But I was surprised. I saw, all right, well, that was a team that was not good. Just looking at standings, and I thought this was going to be a good opener. I just, losing some of the guys up front, and I'm not going to try to pass myself off as a guy who follows this team incredibly closely. I watch their matches. What is losing Chris Wehan going to mean to them? Because I thought he was so explosive for them, so consistent, and so dangerous. While he may not have touched the ball as often as some others, when he did, he created opportunities. And I don't know. I mean, you replace him and you put in guys that you feel really good about, and it's one match. I'm not going to lose my mind over it. But is that going to be a bigger loss than maybe people think?
For the first half of the season, absolutely. Chris Wehan was a phenomenal player. He's a guy that could easily be playing a step up in Major League Soccer. It's just, he's had that USL Championship life, and for Wehan, he went back home. He signed in California. He's playing with Orange County. So that was kind of his decision at this point in his career. He wanted to go back to California. It's been a while since he's been out there, and it leaves a huge hole for United. And it's going to be by committee. There is not one player that can step in and do what Chris Wehan did on the field. So you're looking at Armando Moreno. All right, dude, you had a lot of hype last year, but now it's fully on you as that number 10, that second number 9 at times up there with Devin Sandoval to create some players coming off the bench, whether it's Bruce Brown, who is primarily, he's a forward. Sergio Rivas going to get an opportunity. So it's a lot of guys they're throwing out there. But to your point, there's not one guy like Chris Wehan. He was special.
At 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Your emails come in, jeff@sportsanimalabq.com, jj@sportsanimalabq.com. James says, I disagree with JJ. He says, Jeff, there are only so many, this is about Elise Hurst. There are only so many touches to go around. I'm sure Hurst was planning to be the main cog for the women next year. And when AA and Jaden surprised everyone and made that cutesy little video announcing the return, that bumped Elise down to 3rd or 4th banana again. I'm sure that didn't feel very well. And she decided it was better to seek a higher role and go elsewhere. You buy that?
I don't see how Antonio Anderson coming back and she's not going to play half the season would upset Elise Hurst. She's the team's primary defender. She plays more minutes than everyone else. So why would she feel like all of a sudden she's not going to get that same opportunity?
Yeah.
She's not a ball handler anyway. She plays off the ball. That's what she's done her entire career. She had a season 2 years ago. She made over 93-point shots. So it's not like she wasn't getting the touches.
I think
Elise starting lineup.
I think she's going to end up in the Pac-12, and let's see if the grass is greener there. I think that's she's. This is where I wonder, okay. And I'll go back to what is ethical, what is within the rules, what is not, and I'm not calling anybody out. With the transfer portal and with the free transfer. Are players always being recruited? Meaning, can a school, let's just say a Pac-12 school, pick one, all right? Look at that person and say, hey, you've got a connection here, whether you're from here, your high school teammates here, whatever. While you're still in school, they can recruit you, right? Whether it's them directly or not. I got to believe with 1,500 people in the transfer portal on the men's side and just as many on the women's side almost. I got to believe that's going on, right? Recruiting's going on while kids are in school, while they're under scholarship, on scholarship. This is where it feels like it's just they're always gonna be recruiting going on. Are your players being recruited while they're on your team? And I think the answer is yes.
Yeah, and I don't think maybe it's a little bit more, but I don't think it's much different than it was before, even if you're sitting out there or not. If you're a player that people like.
Lance is still holding.
You get a chance to go into a program. And this is one, too, where it brings up, people don't want to go there, but what's up with global women's basketball, right? You lost 2 players that look like they're going to have a huge impact. Autumn Watts, Isaiah Robinson, coming into this season. They're in the transfer portal. You lost your best defender, best 3-point shooter. Elise Hurst in the transfer portal. Now the Duff sisters with Jaden De La Cerda and Shai Magruder, you're going to have a solid team. Now, I do think ultimately go from someone that was the easy preseason favorite pick to now more right there with Fresno State. But then guess what? Much like you losing those players, there's plenty of players for you to figure out, hey, are you good enough? Do you want to come to our school and be a part of this?
Yep. All right, 505-246-0610. Come on in and get in on that. We're going to the phones. If you're there, please hold through and we'll get you when we get back. It's the opening drive on ProView Networks and at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Let me introduce you to F45 training. F45 functional training is what you need to create your own gym identity. Are you taking your fitness health seriously once again? Health has been a big thing for us over the last year, but with the way things have gone, we might not have worried as much about how we're feeling overall, especially when it comes to that thing called exercise. And with F45 functional fitness, classes are 45 minutes. You go in and you're going to get a fantastic workout. Strength training, cardio training. It's a mix of both. And that's what I love about the classes. It's a new challenge every single day. And the class is already there for you. You sign up for your class, you show up, boom, your workout is there. You're following the sets. You're going through the program, so you don't need to show up and be like, oh, what am I going to do today? I guess it's chest day, so maybe I'll do some bench. I'll do some incline press. Like traditional weight training, other things are great. But if you really want to challenge yourself to get to the next level, check out F45. The classes are phenomenal. The atmosphere is great. The trainers are so much fun. They're there to help motivate and modify with the workouts. And I'm absolutely loving this gym. It has reignited my passion for fitness, and I do want to work out now. I make sure that I find the time, and you can create your own gym identity at F45. So check them out at f45training.com. Download the F45 app. You can see the schedule of classes at the Northeast Heights location. They have classes available 7 days a week. You can sign up for your 7-day free trial so you can get in the gym and check it out for yourself. They're located 5920 Holly Northeast, so Paseo I-25. Really good access. I'm telling you, with a full body functional workout, you're going to feel good about yourself, and it's going to translate through the rest of your day when you got things to do throughout the week. So check them out at f45training.com. Download the F45 app. Team training, life-changing. I'll see you at F45.
This report is brought to you by John Thomas Jewelers.
It's easy to find ordinary, to find an engagement.
Like Lauren McKinley with the ball right there, just into the game. Banks one off the window.
Lovato spins. Lovato going to get all the way to the basket over Gilliford. It's the ball handler. Lovato's so good he only needs one shoe. Sice just picked his pocket, transition, and one on a strong finish for Gabe Sice.
He will smack that one to center field. This one's going, it's going, and that is home run for Kiana King for today. 2 games. 4 official at-bats. She has 4 home runs. King adding more to the board.
Back to Stanridge. Stanridge going to go strong. No, look, underneath. Beautiful pass there to Ethan Chavez. No good. Offensive rebound for Ayers, and he beats the horn. Exodus Ayers steals the offensive board, and he beats the buzzer, and we got a 1-point game here. District on the line at Sandia. It's halftime here on ProView Network. Lovato trying to go all the way. Lovato, tough angle. It's going to count. And it's a chance at a 3-point play for Lovato. Steal by Wade. Wade will slam it in transit. Touch the ball for them. Big look. Pacheco, the lob, slam dunk. The lob to Wade, and it's a slam dunk and a timeout. Valley right away, and great job by Pacheco in finding Wade in the open court.
Ladies, how does it feel? Let's come in here a little bit. How does it feel to hit the 1,000 point mark here at Volcano Vista? Look at the cameras. Look at the cameras.
Yeah!
Say hi to everybody. You bet.
Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. Mike, Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Today at 4, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Lance came back.
You watch the Derby at all, JJ? I told you I took the wrong horse. Medina Spirit was the winner of the Kentucky Derby. Pretty good Derby. 4 horses coming down the stretch. Medina Spirit at 12-1 was your winner. 51,000 people at Churchill Downs. I think that's the biggest story of all of it.
A lot of people there, a ton of people watching overall. And for me, I just let me know when it starts.
Lance,
because I kept clicking over, and I was like, oh, it hasn't started yet. It hasn't started yet. I'm fine. I just let me know when. All right, this is when the gates are opening. They're running, and then I'll be good to go.
Look, it did take the back end of the TV window and back it out about a half hour, because there is a lot of analysis. There is a lot of talking. There is a lot of stuff. It looks like everything else. There's stories. Mm-hmm. It's like the draft too. By the way, and we're going to the phones here in just a second. Did you see Shelley Smith's story on Kwity, the kid from Michigan, the linebacker?
Kwity Paye.
Thank you. Did you see that story? She did. You find it. It's an SC featured on Kwity Paye and his family and his family's journey. His mother was born in Liberia. She's from Liberia. She got chased out when there was a civil war there. She talked about her father and the family being burned alive in the house, and she breaks down in the tears and coming to America and Kwity and his brother. It's fascinating. It's the human side of it. If you catch that. All right. 460-610. Did I say if you catch that, catch that? If you can catch that, catch that. 505-246-0610. Lance, it's been a long time. How are you, my friend?
Oh, good, getting better. So, are you two sitting in the only clean spots in the house? Is there outside of that little thing on, right there on TV? I bet it's a mess. You're not fooling me, man. But anywho, they brought my tray and my pills, so off to a good start, getting better. As far as the Broncos go, they picked all these linebackers, the DB, I don't blame him for getting that guy. What's the use of having scoring all the time? Is that what we're going to do if you can't stop him? But I'm thinking they, trade Chubb. He's still on like a salary for rookies. And you know what Von Miller was? A tackle magnet, or just a blocking magnet, last year. I say it's time for, them to trade him. They'll go after the flashy name and all that. But those linebackers that we got, I kind of looked and, they're big and strong to tackle people inside, like the Raiders. We're getting ready to play them and stuff. And the quarterback thing is a total mess. So I think they were looking to trade for Aaron Rodgers the whole time. I think they went high just to get the defensive players, or the DB. So I think, they still got a way to get him. So anyway, it's nice seeing you guys on TV. You're better looking than I thought. I mean, you have radio voices, but usually they're ugly people. But you guys look great. Have a nice day.
Lance, good to hear you, and be well. JJ, I don't know that the Broncos' plan is fully executed yet. If all these whispers are out there, and they're not even whispers anymore. If all this conversation is about Aaron Rodgers, there's got to be real conversation inside that building. How do we make this happen, and what's the price?
Yes, there's certain drafts
on the line
that are not all about the picks. It's like if we're talking about the Colts, well, then you have to factor in, Carson Wentz is a big part of their plan, which is what they're doing. The Kansas City Chiefs in acquiring Orlando Brown. And in this case, if there is actually something there, and the Denver Broncos are chasing Aaron Rodgers, that they believe that they can get Aaron Rodgers, then it changes what happened at 9. Because right now, I need someone to talk to me about the Denver Broncos draft, because I do not get it whatsoever. Because what I'm looking at is Vic Fangio. Okay, you're building Chicago 2.0. Fantastic. You're going to play defense. You're going to be tough, and then you're going to be left without a quarterback. Been there, done that. And then especially trading up for a running back in round 2. A lot of people like Williams, but I don't see that as necessarily a pressing need when you're bringing back Melvin Gordon and you just let Philip Lindsay walk. Now I guess you get the second round rookie a little bit cheaper than what you had to pay Philip Lindsay. I need someone to talk to me about this Broncos draft and the amount of cornerbacks that they brought in overall, as well as what direction is this franchise going. But with the ... if the Aaron Rodgers stuff is real, changes everything.
2 cornerbacks and 2 safeties in that draft for them. Yeah, and trading up to get a running back in Javonte Williams from North Carolina to go along with Melvin Gordon. Jerome, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hello, Jerome.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you guys?
Everything's good. How you living?
Hey, I am thankful it's state tournament day to day. My Siembieda Prep Sun Devils, we go to Hatch to play against the Hatch Bears, and I am really looking forward to it. But I wanted to give my team a shout out. In a COVID season, we finished the district undefeated at 8-0, and we're really a young team with really one senior coming back, and all the girls just came together, and we had some close games, and we missed a lot of layups, but we won more than we lost, and I just wanted to give a shout out to them that we're looking forward to today and seeing what we can do in Hatch, and may the better team win. And we really Coach Treadle over there, he's really a good guy, and he recently lost his wife, so I know it's going to be an emotional game for him and for his team, but I think we're up for the challenge, and we're going to give our best and see what happens. And JJ, I caught you on the ProView Network show. You did a good job, great job, good seeing you on there. And then last but not least, shout out to the men's and women's New Mexico State golf team, who also captured WAC championships and will be competing in the NCAA tournament. So, but I just really wanted to give a shout out to my girls. They made the year special, and we fought through COVID, we fought through missed games, and things like that, and playing 4 games in 5 days like everybody else did, and they muddled through, and just real proud of them. So I'm looking forward to today, and good luck to all the other teams that are out there playing in the state tournament. So that's basically it, guys. I hope you guys have a great day.
Good to hear you. Aggies also, men's and women's golf. Aggies are WAC champions. They're going to the NCAA tournament. Lobo men and women golf, they're Mountain West champions. They're going on. Their head coach on the men's side, Glenn Milliken's going to join us coming up at 9 o'clock. And JJ, you had the selection show over the weekend on ProView Networks.
I would say shout out to Aaron as well, because him and I were tasked with breaking down 1A through 5A girls tournament state brackets, and I feel like we did a pretty good job. I think, we're the Jerry Palm and the Joe Lunardi of the world when it comes to girls basketball this year, so good stuff. It was a lot of fun on Saturday night.
Hey, Aaron, you feel good about that? You all right with it?
Oh, yeah, I think it went pretty good, other than the coughing part.
Except for the coughing part?
There was a moment where the fearless host, Mr. Richard Tripp, couldn't stop coughing.
Is that something that happened quite a bit, huh? All right. Well, so we got it. It starts today, correct?
Yeah, so the lower classifications, Monday, Wednesday, starting their state tournament games. By the way, shout out to Jerome, which now I look down at my notes, and Sandia Prep head coach Jerome. So good luck to you. And should be an interesting game going down taking on the Bears.
Head coach Jerome. And it all starts, and of course, ProView Networks will have games for you all throughout the state tournament. All right, Glenn Milliken at the top of the hour, 505-246-0610 if you want to get in on the draft, United, Lobos, Lobo baseball getting swept over the weekend, wherever it is you want to go, come on in and do that. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com or JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. Springtime, summertime. It's fun time. And guys, more than anything else, it's time to feel like you again. Gentlemen, if you're feeling sluggish, been regularly tired, maybe carrying a few extra pounds, or you're dealing with erectile dysfunction, New Male will help you feel like you again. Most likely you know this. As you age, things like fatigue, low T, even erectile dysfunction are natural. There's a good chance you'll be affected. Call New Male at 505-652-1688 or visit New Male, that's NUMALE.com, and take care of it. New Male leads the way in men's health, making men feel better and battle nature. Their testosterone replacement is cutting edge. The process is easy and comfortable. But the best part is the results are proven and absolutely real. Call and make an appointment at 505-652-1688. Sometimes, guys, the toughest part is the first part, making that call. Don't put it off. It's time to feel well, time to feel like you again. New Male will help. The number is 505-652-1688 or visit newmail.com and feel like you again.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric for uninterruptible power systems and Layer Zero for static switches and power distribution units. High-Tech Power Protection manufactures dynamic rotary UPS systems up to 3.6 megawatts, individual and 100 megawatts by combining multiple units. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school.
These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Teton Saltis will get a chance to play in the NFL with the New York Jets. the former Valley High School, former Lobo lineman, did not get drafted and is free agent with the Jets, who did not draft a lineman, an offensive lineman. But, JJ, they did sign 2 free agent offensive linemen from Albuquerque, New Mexico, Grant Hermans, or at least from the metro area, from Rio Rancho. Grant Hermans, who played at Purdue collegiately, also signed free agent with the New York Jets. I love that they both get a chance. The odds of both making the team as a free agent offensive lineman are slim. The odds of one of them less slim, but I love that they're both getting a chance. It's a bummer that they're competing against each other, probably for a spot.
Yes. Sorry. If I get myself unmuted to get back and join the show. It's one too where just about opportunities. Right now, it's early, but I was going through yesterday. The Jets only 4 undrafted free agent signings. That's going to change, but still 2 of their priority guys were offensive linemen. And a Big Ten grad, in this case, Teton from the Mountain West Conference. It'd be interesting too, knowing position, fit in, slide inside, right tackle, because the left side's solidified. There's Mikael Becton, and there's Vera Tucker. That's your left tackle, and that's your left guard. And so you're looking for depth because you know you're going to need players throughout the season. And this is a huge opportunity for both these guys going to an organization that, for the most part, brand new coaching staff, front office.
Dante.
So you're looking at everything's up for grabs. And if you show out now, you can earn yourself a spot and be a part of this team next year.
Yeah, I think so too, and you hit it right on depth. And I think the other thing is going to be versatility. When you're looking, they're probably not looking for a free agent rookie to come in and start, but they are looking for depth, and they're looking for someone who can play a couple of positions on that offensive line. And I think Teton and Grant Hermans can both do that. And now, what do they do in camp? They got an opportunity. Dante, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hello, Dante.
Hey, good morning. How you guys doing?
Life's good, man. How you living?
I'm good, man. I'm blessed. I got a question. Not a question. I'm trying to make a statement. Did I hear you say that the Jets didn't draft an offensive lineman?
I believe that's right. Let me double check that because I looked at that.
They traded up and drafted a Vera Tucker at 14.
All right, after that. Yeah, that's right. I mean, obviously, the 14th pick or whatever it was in the first round.
I was like, no, man, I'm a draft pick. So I was like,
no, they got Elijah Vera Tucker. Yeah, Elijah Vera Tucker. They drafted the kid from USC, and they moved up in the first round. After that, though, I did not see. And when I looked at it, I almost kind of took
anybody else after that. They didn't take another offensive lineman after that. But yeah. So that's why I was like, oh, man, because I wanted the Cowboys to get Vera Tucker. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's my bad.
Okay.
No, and I almost, in my mind, I just kind of took that as a given, and you're right. That's on me.
Okay. No problem. Well, hey, man, you guys have a blessed day.
You too. Yeah. And JJ, my bad on that. I was looking through it. I'm like, okay. After that, obviously they jumped up and took one of the best linemen in the draft early on in the first round. 14th is where he went. That's why. Look, they may be looking at Elijah Vera Tucker to come in and start, but with Grant Hermans or Teton, it's depth and it's versatility, and I think it's opportunity here.
Yeah, these undrafted free agent signings to a lot of these teams are almost as impactful as the draft picks, because you look down and there's some teams that are absolutely outrageous. I was going through Atlanta, and they signed more undrafted free agents than players they drafted.
Atlanta.
So teams,
wow.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. They had double-digit dudes that they brought in at undrafted free agents. So these teams don't slow down. They know, all right, we have a contract tied to you being a draft pick. But they're going to keep rolling in, bringing the players opportunity. You perform, you're going to get a spot.
All right. Going to shift a little bit when we get back. Glenn Milliken's going to join us. He's the Lobo men's golf coach. They win again. 8th team title for Glenn Milliken since he's been there, and this one was exciting. This one went down to the end and then some. Why are they so good? What's next? Talk about another championship at the University of New Mexico next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Extreme Clean is a proud sponsor and supporter of ProView Networks and all high school sports athletics. Owner Mike McLean and Extreme Clean specialize in carpet cleaning for apartment, realty, business, and residential clients. With over 20 years experience, attention to detail and quality customer service matters. For more information, give them a call, 505-221-6440, Extreme Clean.
Like Lauren McKinley with the ball right there, just into the game, banks one off the window.
Lovato spins. Lovato going to get all the way to the basket over Gilliford. It's the ball handler. Lovato's so good he only needs one shoe. Sice just picked his pocket, transition, and one on a strong finish for Gabe Sice.
He will smack that one to center field. This one's going, it's going, and that is home run for Kiana King for today. 2 games. 4 official at-bats. She has 4 home runs. King adding more to the board.
Back to Stanridge. Stanridge going to go strong. No, look, underneath. Beautiful pass there to Ethan Chavez. No good. Offensive rebound for Ayers, and he beats the horn. Exodus Ayers steals the offensive board, and he beats the buzzer, and we got a 1-point game here. District on the line at Sandia. It's halftime here on ProView Network. Lovato trying to go all the way. Lovato, tough angle. It's going to count. And it's a chance at a 3-point play for Lovato.
Steal by Wade. Wade will slam it in transit.
Touch the ball for them. And, big look.
Pacheco, the lob, slam dunk. The lob to Wade, and it's a slam dunk and a timeout. Valley right away, and great job by Pacheco in finding Wade in the open court.
Ladies, how does it feel? Let's come in here a little bit. How does it feel to hit the 1,000 point mark here at Volcano Vista? Look at the camera. Look at the camera.
Yeah!
Say hi to everybody. You bet.
We're Jeff Siembieda and JJ Bond. Don't sweat the technique.
Great golf this weekend at the Mountain West Conference Tournament in Tucson. Congratulations both the Aggies and Lobos, men's and women's conference champions, and going on to the NCAA tournament. For UNM, they were down 6 strokes towards the back end of the match, came in, tied the match at the end of regulation, and then beat Nevada on the first playoff hole to capture their 8th Mountain West Conference Championship. All 8 of those have been under the tutelage and guidance of their head coach, Glenn Milliken, who joins us this morning on the opening drive. Congratulations, Glenn. How you living?
Hey, Jeff. Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's a good one. They're all good. There's probably not a bad championship. This one to come from behind and do it in dramatic fashion. There have been some that have been in dramatic fashion. This one's got to be incredibly satisfying. Bottom line is the university's on a run right now. Your athletic department is just collecting trophies at a great rate. It's got to be. There's probably a lot of pressure now as you guys go into championships to collect them, huh?
Yeah, it was definitely. I mean, you're always trying to put yourself in position to win the conference championship, but yeah, it was a little more like you don't want to be the guys that broke the streak, you know. But it is. It's a crazy deal. I talked to Eddie about that Saturday after our. You know, it's just amazing to see, you know, so many sports doing so well here in the spring. It's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's terrific. This team in particular, to come from behind, was there any point where you thought maybe we're too far back, that we're not going to be able to make a run, or were you always within arm's length that you felt that, okay, we just got to pick up a stroke here, and we're always within it?
Yeah, you know, the first couple rounds on Friday, we played 36-18 this year. You know, we didn't play bad. I would Sam Choi struggled in the morning a little bit. It's pretty rare that we don't count his score. But it was pretty windy. I thought we played pretty good. Boise State played great golf that first day. And San Diego State played well like they always do. But so I don't know. I mean, 6 shots from the lead going to the final round, certainly doable. But the thing was there were 4 teams ahead of us. So it's like we're 6 behind them, 5 behind San Diego State, 3 behind Vegas, 2 behind Nevada. So it's like, I mean, it was definitely possible, but it wasn't like if you're chasing one team, they might struggle a little bit. And if you play pretty good, like we had to, I knew that if we were going to have a chance to win, we would actually have to play a great round of golf because there were so many teams. Like not all 4 of those teams are going to play bad. And then that golf course, you just sometimes, if there's not much wind, you don't know if you can make enough birdies. I mean, it becomes a little bit of a wedge fest and a putting contest. But our guys, I mean, our top 3 guys, Albert, Bastian, and Choi, they didn't make a bogey. They were bogey-free through 17 holes, all 3 guys. So I just unbelievable golf at the top, and then our bottom 2 guys played solid. So
how good was it?
A crazy day. I don't know. It was weird.
JJ, how good was it? 19 under sets a Mountain West record in the final round, and under the scenario, it's pretty impressive. Glenn Milliken's with us, Lobo men's golf coach on the opening drive.
And Glenn, looking at that 19 under and the teams that you were just talking about, how good was Nevada and how challenging was it to where your team sets a record and yet you still end up in that playoff with them?
I know. That was one of the most remarkable things about that day is, I mean, we were playing, you know, I mean, the best score we've ever shot, at least in the history that I have, that we have on record. We shot 268, 20 under at a really pretty easy golf course one year, like in 2010. And so we shot essentially the best round of golf in the history of our program and still had to go into a playoff. And we were only 2 behind the team that we went to playoff with. And so they actually would have tied the original record, but their golf was very impressive. Jacob's done a great job with that team, and Jacob Wilner told me on the first tee, yeah, good luck. You know, we're doing our hey, good luck, whatever. And he says, yeah, good luck. I think the winning team might come from this pairing today. And I was like, I hope you're right. And sure enough, I mean, it happened, but the way it happened, you just couldn't predict it. I mean, we shot 36 under. Between our 2 teams in that pairing, and just a lot of great golf. It's just kind of one of those days where, you know, both of our teams had 4 or 5 guys all playing great at the same time. It was just a lot of fun to watch. It doesn't happen very often, and just really fortunate to just be a part of that. It was a lot of fun. It was a great day.
And Glenn, you mentioned it, they usually make 18 a hard hole for a reason on a lot of these golf courses, and that was the case once again this past weekend. How did it play, and then what was it like in those moments coming back out with everything on the line playing 18?
Well, exactly. Kind of the one thing we talked about the night before was, you know, yeah, there's a lot of teams. Yeah, we're 6 back, but, you know, 2 years ago when we were here, we shot 14 under, 274 in the final round to win by 3. believe, over Colorado State in kind of a shootout. I said, so, we can do it. I mean, we did it 2 years ago, and so we could go out and have, you never know. I mean, you never know. We go out and play pretty solid. 2 or 3 guys get hot. Maybe, you can't control the other teams. But the one thing we did have going for us is we were going to go out, and the wind was predicted to blow. So we were thinking, well, maybe, if we post a number and 17 and 18 get windy, for those, for the teams finishing up, who knows what could happen. And it happened, but we ended up having to play 18 with the wind into left to right, and the day before it was straight downwind, so it was easy. But 18's hard. When they played the PGA Tour there, it was either the number 1 or number 2 hardest hole on the PGA Tour every season, and it's just a tough golf hole. There's water right, water left, and then it's 475 yards. Second shot's uphill. It's a really guarded green, and it's a hard golf hole. And then when you put pressure on it and wind, and sometimes all you can see is water. But what was really cool is our guys. I mean, we gave up 5 shots. We counted 3 bogeys and a double, and still shot 19 under. So that was obviously they were very disappointed about how they finished. But they had to turn around and go play that hole again. That's where we went for the playoff. And so it was, from my perspective, it was a great experience. It was like, okay, I mean, that hole killed us in March, too, when we went there for Arizona's event. And so to have to go out and face it again and, you either get it done now or you're going to lose the golf tournament. And we did. Our guys, they all hit perfect tee shots. And I think in regulation we have 3 in the water. And, second time around, 5 guys in the fairway. It was still hard. I mean, we made 2 pars and 3 bogeys, but it's like a par 5. I mean, it's a really good golf hole.
Yep, and when that playoff hole, he's Glenn Milliken, the head coach for Lobo Men's Golf, who win their 8th conference championship. You've had some good golfers over the years, really good golfers, guys that are winning around the world, making a lot of money. Sam Choi's a pretty good one. He ties in regulation. He shot a 66 in the final round. He's in a 4-person playoff for the individual championship up against the guy who won it. It was his high school teammate, Puat Anupansapsai from Anaheim. I think I said that right.
You did. That was actually really good there. That's impressive.
I can't say it again though. Anupansapsai. Anupansapsai. Talk about Jay, the way Jay played, because obviously, you got to have everybody play well, but your best golfer's got to lead the way, and he did.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't honestly right now. Sam's done a lot of great things when he's been here. That's his second, for statistical purposes, for NCAA records and golf stat. That's his second win. The tie just kind of makes an official conference champion. So he's had 2 wins and done a lot of great things, but and that's the second conference championship in a row, by the way, that he's finished the tournament with a 66 and helped us win. But he really struggled. I mean, he's had a great year, and he's kind of struggled in Phoenix a couple weeks ago, but grinded it out, finished top 15. And then last week at BYU's event, really played bad. I didn't, just couldn't get anything going. Had his worst finish in a long time, and didn't feel that great about his game last week preparing for conference. And then we hit first round. He's just, I don't know, really couldn't hit any shots he wanted to hit. 3-putted a couple times, shoot 74 in the easiest round of the tournament. And man, to his credit, he just hung in there, stayed patient, and kind of let the game come to him, and then played pretty good. Second round, shot 69 with a nice back 9. And then, man, I don't know, yesterday from the minute we got on the first tee, he was just himself and was ready to go and just played normal Sam Choi golf and just got after it and played a great round of golf. And it just, so for him to, he was really disappointed that he lost the playoff, obviously, but after 10 minutes, he didn't care. All he cared about was the team winning. And, but I think that's a really big learning lesson from that guy. He went from really feeling like he couldn't do anything, couldn't make a putt, couldn't hit the ball where he wanted to hanging in there and doing enough to tie for the win individually and help his team win the team title. So just a lot of patience and composure showed by that guy. It was awesome.
Next up, the NCAA tournament. You'll find out on Wednesday where you're going. JJ and I have talked about this, and maybe you've heard it. I've said for a long time, It's you, and what Jeremy was doing with men's soccer and cross country. Men's golf has been the most consistent, positive. Your GPAs are leading the way every year, and consistently competing for conference championships and going to the NCAA tournament. How do you? It's too simple of a question, Glenn, but I'm going to ask it anyway. How do you sustain a program? You've already built it. How do you sustain it at this level and continue to bring in the talent that you do and continue to win at this level? Because the competition doesn't get easier. It gets harder and harder. We're seeing different schools every year run at you, whether it's UNLV or Nevada or Colorado State. San Diego State's always there. What you've done with this program over all these years is pretty remarkable.
Well, I mean, I was fortunate to take over. I mean, I came here because it was a great program. I came here to play golf at UNM because Coach Fields was, I mean, he's still the best coach in the country, and they had a great history of success. And so, you know, for me, it was fortunate because, I mean, back to 1955 when Coach McGuire really elevated this program, started stroke play golf and college golf, and then Dwayne learned from him and, you know, and added his touch to try to make it better. And then Coach Fields played for Dwayne and learned from him, and Coach Fields obviously, you know, put his personality on the program, and then JT was here a little bit, and then, you know, I've been fortunate to work for play for Coach Fields, work for JT. So being around those guys, you know, taught me a lot about UNM golf, but it also taught me a lot about, you know, what you got to do to be successful and be competitive. And I learned a lot working for JT about recruiting, and you know, recruiting is where it starts and kind of where it finishes. I mean, it's you know, the better players you have, the better coach you're going to be. I'm a great coach. I'm coaching Sam Choi, you know, and so we just have to keep getting good players. And fortunately, going back to Coach Knight, who started the Top 100 Club, and each one of us after him have tried to do what we can to expand that and build on it. The community support has always been there for men's golf, and it's gotten better over the years. So we're fortunate combining our budget from the school with the community support. We're able to do what we need to do, from recruiting and providing these guys opportunities competitively, and you know, and obviously they do a great job in the classroom. And I don't know, I just keep trying to get the players that we need.
How you doing it
to continue to produce results, and so far it's been okay. So we're having fun with it.
So far, it's been okay. Just another conference championship, the 8th that Glenn Milliken has won as head coach. Congratulations, Glenn. I appreciate you spending some time with us, and we'll find out Wednesday where you're going. Best of luck at the next step, and hopefully there's a step after that. But always appreciate catching up with you, and thrilled for your success. I love when good things happen to good people.
I appreciate you guys having me on, and thanks for all your support of UNM Athletics and our golf program.
JJ Buck. Mike, be well.
Josh
Thanks.
produces for you.
JJ, I tell you this all the time. I love when good things happen to good people. It's good people right there. Good people, man. And that's a Lobo. Now, he played here. He cut his teeth here. He stayed here. He's had his opportunities. And that's a guy who loves this place. And all they do is win. All they do is win. It's the opening drive. Jeff Siembieda and JJ Buck. Glad you're with us on ProView Networks at 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning. Welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're #1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence
Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric for uninterruptible power systems and Layer 0 for static switches and power distribution units. High-Tech Power Protection manufactures dynamic rotary UPS systems up to 3.6 megawatts, individual and 100 megawatts by combining multiple units. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever, no one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact.
Well, Olympic sports on fire in the state of New Mexico at New Mexico and New Mexico State. A lot of golf to watch in the NCAA tournament. Congratulations to all the coaches and student athletes that have made it such an exciting spring across the board. It did not end like the Lobo women's soccer team would have liked, a 6-2 loss to TCU, but it was a situation in which you advance. You win a conference title, you get that experience, you win a game in the NCAA tournament for the first time ever in program history, and you know what it takes. And you take those next steps, you're laying that foundation, and that's what it's all about. The experience, bringing in good student athletes across the board, and we'll see how it plays out. The excitement moving forward now with Richard Pitino and the Lobos adding 2 more players to the roster over the weekend. And here we go. It's about the work you put in and see what happens next.
Well, I mean, you always put in the work, and I mean, everybody works hard, right? Everybody tells you they work hard. Everybody's working, but the talent, they've got a machine going over there, and it's witchcraft. And you know, you looked at it. I don't know if you looked the standings up the first day. I think they were 4th place, 6 strokes back, and you say, well, they still got a chance.
It's just what I guess both golf teams decided to do. Like, you know what? Let's just do something crazy and come from behind. Just shoot some ridiculously low scores and then win in the playoff.
Yeah, no, it was good, and congratulations to them. So that's 6 championships over at UNM for this abbreviated, weird COVID sports season. Women's basketball and cross country, women's soccer, men's and women's golf, and tennis. All put championship trophies into the shelves over there. All right, 2460610 if you want to come in today, 888-922-0610. Your emails will come in this morning. Jeff at 610. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. Bad Street says Lancer is the OD answer. Jeff, I haven't seen Stuffed Cat, but if Lancer thinks the rest of the ODQ is good looking, he must be on some strong medication.
Ayo.
He got his pills this morning. I mean, that's what right? Everything's good.
Yeah.
Yep. This is from Carl. He says, you know, Jeffy, I think the Kentucky Derby is the second most overrated event in sports. I much prefer the Preakness. A lot of the filler that bloats the Derby field at 20 is gone, and now you can see the cream of the crop and have the opportunity to start coming to the top. I think Medina Spirit will get a much stiffer test around the 1 3/16 Pimlico Oval, where the horses try to chase him down, aren't breaking for the 14th and 15th holes. Okay. I mean, that may be true, and the tests get different, and they get tougher depending on what the horse is trained for. All I know is Bob Baffert's a witch, right? I mean, for him to win again.
7 for him?
It's insane, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the most ever. And to see that guy, as soon as a horse crosses each time, and see that guy hugging and being hugged, and that guy's a witch. He's pretty impressive. And they won again. So I watched it. I thought it was good. This is fair, I think. Maurice says, why does Omaha get a pass, Jeff? This is supposed to be the year of defense and arms. Lobo baseball scored 26 points against the most mediocre-looking Fresno State squad to come to Dreamstyle in a long time, and they still got swept. This was Bob Davey or Paul Weir. Bobcat and Steph Cat wouldn't answer the phones fast enough. Does Ray get a pass on Lobo baseball? He probably, people are easier on Lobo, always have been, by the way, on the baseball program than football and basketball. It's never been as high profile. It's never been as important to win now. It's never been a revenue sport. It's never been as urgent. However, this was supposed to be a year that they were going to be better, that the arms were good, the pitching was going to be good, and they just got swept at home by Fresno State.
What you just mentioned is true. There's
I have Rudy.
Not the same type of emotional reaction by the majority that's attached to football and basketball. You know, the wins and losses mean more overall than they do in terms of fan reaction to some of those other sports. And I think element 2 of it is Ray saying this is the last season, so there's a lot of looking back, a lot of sentimental stuff going on. And then just because it's a fair question, right? Is, well, what's going on over here? But, you know, how would you? Absolutely right. It's a pass because you don't.
Yeah, I'll tell you
the same way.
Yeah, they're not. And I don't think people watch the games as intently. I think the majority of people who have anything to say about it are watching scores, right? Where most of the people who call our show and complain or are happy watch the football game of the weekend, watch the basketball game last night. How many people can name you 2 players on the baseball team, let alone watch the game? And so I think that's part of it. But Maurice isn't wrong. I think you know, baseball's always got a pass. I just don't think it's been as I want to say it's not as important, but it's not as important in regards to revenue, right? Whether they do well or not. So I think there's more patience there. You want them to do well. The program's in better shape than it was 15 years ago. They've won some championships. They don't win it as consistently as maybe they did a few years ago. But does he get a pass? Maybe. Maybe because he's done a lot in the community. He's from here. He's been here. He loves here. I don't know. Rudy, what do you think? Rudy, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hello, Rudy.
I'm doing great. Just wanted to say congratulations to Glenn Milliken. You know, he's done a great job with this program. And I guess maybe we just want to do everything the hard way, come from behind to win championship after championship.
6 of them. Yeah. Winning's fun.
It's a tidal wave. It's a tidal wave.
There you go. Look at that. See what he just did there? A tidal wave. That's good.
Yeah. I just really am impressed with everything they've been able to do. And I think that you just wonder what the magic potion is, because you sure want to bottle that up and keep, you know, feeding it. And it looks like maybe Patino's onto something. I think, you know, you can't judge transfers. Everything's changed so much in college basketball. But the guys come in highly rated. Now, if they'll accept the coaching and if the coaching is right, and he's hired some good assistants, you look at, you know, what's going on. I'm very impressed with Chu and Andy Hill, and can't wait to meet those guys.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the stars next to their names and where they're coming from and how they're ready coming out of high school, yeah, it's impressive. Let's see what happens when they get here. And I mean, we've seen this. Look, for every J.R. Giddens, there's a Merv Lindsay, right?
Sure.
So let's see what happens.
Well, I just think that, you know, you got to have the Jimmies and Joes. So now let's see if they got the X's and O's. But those guys certainly appear to be good basketball players, and you can't worry about who's going to be here and who's not. There's so much. I think a lot of teams are doing that. They're having more. They're over the limit, and it's actually a way of getting tryouts, isn't it?
I imagine. Yeah, I like what they're doing. You knew that you were going to get a complete roster overhaul, and resumes are impressive. Now let's see what they look like when they get here and they're all together. I feel better about it than I probably did a month ago, don't you?
I do. And, you know, I mean, then, well, you look at everything that's going on at UNM, and you see the big guard that's coming in to play for the Lobos. We haven't had an offensive lineman here like that in a long time, I don't
From
think.
Missouri.
I think that's the highest rated offensive lineman ever.
Okay. Well, I'm down.
And congratulations to Teton. You know, I don't know what's going on at the Jets, why they took a free agent route, but maybe they just thought that they could get value at those two positions. And, that would be a long shot for both Grant Hermans and Teton Saltis to make the Jets roster. But the Jets were in total rebuild. Give me a break. The Jets were a total dumpster fire last year. So anything they do to start over, I think, is going to help them. And who knows? But they might play well enough, you know, that they get noticed by somebody else who needs a guard or who needs a tackle. We'll see where they move Teton to. I think Hermans is a tackle, isn't he?
I believe that's right.
Yeah, I think Teton's going to play guard in the NFL.
Yeah, that's why they were dumpster fire. That's why they're drafted at the top of the draft. All right, Rudy, be well. Have a good day. You laughed at me. Did I say something wrong? For every J.R. Kiddens, there's
well, just put it like Merv Lindsay out there. Like, I didn't do nothing, man. I transferred
That's
in.
my
I tried.
point. He didn't do nothing.
Well, he wasn't. It was just, I just got a kick out of it. Like Merv Lindsay sitting there going, man, what did I do? I just did my time.
But
I was on the bench. He wasn't. Like, no one ever talked about Merv Lindsay as being an all-conference player at the University of New Mexico.
Tell me when Merv Lindsay transferred, the people who love well, he's from Kansas. He must be great. That
but was he a good teammate?
I don't know. Was he? I'm sure he was.
I don't think he did anything bad. It was just funny.
No, I'm sure. Yeah. My point is, for everyone that hits your expectations, there's one that maybe doesn't hit your expectations. He didn't do anything wrong. But when you told Lobo fan you're getting a transfer from Kansas, they lost their mind and thought they were going to win the championship again. That's all I'm saying. Nothing against your boy Merv Lindsay. You and Merv hanging out? No, what?
No, it was just funny. Just a random name. He's out there listening to Sports Talk Radio. Like, man, I'm the guy that didn't work out.
You got another one for me?
It was just
for every Darrington Hobson, there's a Joel Box. How about that?
Mm-hmm. I know the two I immediately go to are House and Mashburn. I think those guys can have an immediate impact. Because you look at this league, what pops? And you can have guards come in right away. I'm thinking about Nevada last year.
Had Nevada get healthy last year. No, that's exactly right. With 2 transfer guards. It's exactly right. All right, 505-246-0610. Steph will take your call there. Aaron's putting us on the visual medium. He's producing over at ProView Networks. You can watch the show on our Facebook page, The OD in the AM. Go to their go to their YouTube channel, ProView Networks or ProViewNetworks.com. It is the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
In Girls Club, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Today at 1.
Dallas is a big brand. There's not a lot of special there.
95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
All right, you'll get some oops tonight, but you're going to hear all day today. You're going to hear draft analysis, and you're going to hear LeBron analysis, because LeBron came out last night after another Laker loss, 121-114. They lost to the Toronto Raptors. And LeBron was asked about the play-in tournament, which the Lakers are now dangerously close to falling into. The play-in tournament, if you're not familiar with it, in past years, the teams 1 through 8 in each conference would get into the playoffs and be seeded. This year, teams 7, 8, 9, and 10 will play a best 2 out of 3, 7 versus 8 versus 9 versus 10, to fill the final 2 playoff spots in the NBA's Western Eastern conferences. The Lakers right now in a 3-way tie for 5th, which also means a 3-way tie for 7th, JJ. So LeBron was asked after the game yesterday his thoughts on it. He thinks it's bleep. Whoever came up with it should be fired, and people are losing their minds. Well, he was fine with it before. I don't ever, and you know I'm not a LeBron apologist by any means. I just don't think LeBron was ever asked about it. I mean, find me the quote where he says he liked it. People are, he was fine with it before. Now that his team is going to be in it, or may be in it, he hates it. Mark Cuban was somewhat the same way, by the way. Mark Cuban voted for it. He was one of the owners who voted unanimously for it. And now that his team is going to be in it, he doesn't like it either. I'm not going to come down like some are on LeBron and just beat the tar out of him for it. I'm not a big fan of it either. But now, to me, to my acknowledgement, this was the first time he was asked about it, correct?
Yeah, because to your point, they're the Lakers. They didn't think they'd be anywhere near the play-in tournament. And this season threw them multiple curveballs. You had Anthony Davis getting hurt. You had LeBron James getting hurt. And all of a sudden they're sliding down. And even when they're coming back, you miss that much time. The best in the world still have to get their conditioning together, still have to get that chemistry back on the court. And Lakers have work to do in such a short amount of time, because yesterday was bad basketball. That Toronto team beat them up, and that Toronto team isn't any good this season. So the frustration boils over from the performance, from looking at a play-in tournament where that's the last thing the Lakers want to do, even if it's just 2 extra games. Well, it's 2 extra games. You don't want LeBron or AD playing at this point in time. Or 3, if it gets to that point, absolutely. So the frustration, I think, boiling over for LeBron with their performance, for potentially having to be in the play-in tournament. So I'm right there with you. I'm not going to go overboard on LeBron. It's just because he never thought he was going to be in this position. But guess what? You are. And it's a challenge of it. There's some things you say, all right, we can push you to perform better because now you have teams focusing on trying to be a top 6 seed. But then on the other end, you have teams 9 and 10 that you could look at and go, do you really want these teams here? I get Steph Curry's there.
Marty on the phone. Marty.
But just because it's Steph Curry, should a 10th seed have an opportunity to play in the postseason? This is definitely one that is going to be reassessed in the offseason. When Mark Cuban's bringing it up, LeBron James is talking about it. It made sense last year because you had 4 months where you didn't do anything. And then you came back to Orlando and you're like, how are we going to figure this out? We got like 10 games in the season and then we'll go into the playoffs. So let's try this play-in tournament. So in the long run, I don't think it's going to stick around.
I agree with you. A couple things. Why 7 plays 8 and 9 plays 10 is ridiculous to me. If you're going to do it, do 7, 10, 8, 9, right? Because now the 9 seed, Golden State, has no incentive to try to win a game, to move up and play Portland or the Lakers. They're in the spot where they want to be, to play San Antonio, a team they could probably beat and get into the playoffs. The quote from LeBron, quote, whoever came up with that bleep needs to be fired, end quote. That would be all your owners, by the way. The owners came up, they voted for it unanimously. So fire all the owners and let LeBron run the show. He's frustrated. They got beat by a bad team last night. He hurt his ankle again. He left the game with 6.5 minutes to go, turned his ankle. This was his 2nd or 3rd game back. They're in trouble. Like, the Lakers are in trouble. I don't know how healthy Anthony Davis is going to be. He has the calf and the Achilles issue. He missed 9 weeks, and now it's a high right ankle sprain with LeBron. He missed 6 weeks, and the Lakers have a lot of questions. And I don't know who they're going to get in the first round, if it's going to be Denver. It's just where they're going to be. Like, I think they get through a playoff tournament with a relatively healthy LeBron James. They're going to get through Memphis, or they're going to get through Golden State, or they're going to get through San Antonio if they stumble into that. And by the way, I'm not convinced they don't climb up to as high as 5th before this is all said and done and get the Clippers in the first round, which would be really interesting. But yeah, I'm not. There's plenty wrong with it. Marty, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hello, Marty.
Good morning. So my question is, with all the conference titles that UNM won, is there going to be a pay raise for the coaches?
They've got contracts.
The budget.
Yeah, they've got contracts and they get incentives for those. So, I mean, will there be pay raises? I mean, there might be. Would you say they earn pay raises when they win championships? Yeah. Yeah.
And then a comment on Lobo base. I went to the game Saturday. The renovation is nice. However, my biggest discrepancy is the turf. It's too fast, way too fast. The way it's built for speed, aluminum bats. I saw these grounders that the infield could not catch because they were speed bullets, the way the ball goes through. If it was grass, but I know from a maintenance perspective, because of our weather here, you just can't grow grass and it's too windy. But it's a hitter's ballpark. A pitcher
always will be.
And another thing I find with Birmingham is he takes too long to use his bullpen. I mean, the score is 5-0. Take that pitcher out. Bases are loaded, 0 outs. Then he brings the guy in from the bullpen. He's already cold. And they score 2.5, 3 runs. Those little components, little idiosyncrasies, I can see where maybe a younger coach, stronger coach could just hold back the runs. But from overall, I think, they're doing okay. But I just don't like that infield. It's too.
That's just the way it's going to be, Marty, and that's where it's going. And you can't grow grass; it's just too expensive. All right, man. Thanks for the call. That's interesting.
One thing yesterday, Golf Channel. I don't know if you watched. Did you watch Golf Channel yesterday?
Did not.
JD,
I watched the golf
John Daly.
But I didn't.
Oh my! It looks like Santa Claus. He's got a beard now. It looks like Santa Claus. So he drove his cart. What a golf tournament down there in Houston and Sparity, back and forth. Weir would miss his birdie putts. John Daly would, parlay. The last hole, water, all he has to do is get it on the green, and they go into a playoff.
Nope.
He hits water. Oh, my gosh. You have to see that.
All right, I'll look for it.
It was horrible.
Marty, good to hear you. I got to hit this break. JJ, your quick thoughts on that turf. It is quick, but that's just the way that's going now. There's a lot. If you look around college baseball, there's a lot of full turf fields. You know, the dirt area around the bases is turf. The only dirt on the whole field is the mound.
Yeah, and that's tough because the situation, do you just start going crazy? Like, is it half and half? Do you have like a turf outfield and then a grass infield with the regular dirt, which you could see? Softball has a grass outfield, but it's also just an entire dirt infield, so you're not necessarily dealing with the same size as well of the field to maintain the grass in the spring.
All right. Finish it up when we get back. We still have time for you to get in at 505-246-0610. Your emails come in this morning. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Finish strong on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Next in line. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Extreme Clean is a proud sponsor and supporter of ProView Networks and all high school sports athletics. Owner Mike McLean and Extreme Clean specialize in carpet cleaning for apartment, realty, business, and residential clients. With over 20 years experience, attention to detail and quality customer service matters. For more information, give them a call, 505-221-6440, Extreme Clean.
Like Lauren McKinley with the ball right there, just into the game. Banks one off the window.
Lovato spins. Lovato going to get all the way to the basket over Gilliford. It's the ball handler. Lovato's so good he only needs one shoe. Sice just picked his pocket, transition, and one on a strong finish for Gabe Sice.
He will smack that one to center field. This one's going, it's going, and that is home run for Kiana King. For today, 2 games. 4 official at-bats. She has 4 home runs. King adding more to the board.
Back to Stanridge. Stanridge going to go strong. No, look, underneath. Beautiful pass there to Ethan Chavez. No good. Offensive rebound for Ayers, and he beats the horn. Exodus Ayers steals the offensive board, and he beats the buzzer, and we got a 1-point game here. District on the line at Sandia. It's halftime here on ProView Network. Lovato trying to go all the way. Lovato, tough angle, it's going to count, and it's a chance at a 3-point play for Lovato. Steal by Wade. Wade will slam it in transit. Touch the ball for them. And, big look. Pacheco, the lob, slam dunk. The lob to Wade, it's a slam dunk and a timeout. Valley right away, and great job by Pacheco in finding Wade in the open court.
Ladies, how does it feel? Let's come in here a little bit. How does it feel to hit the 1,000 point mark here at Volcano Vista? Look at the cameras. Look at the cameras.
Yeah!
Say hi to everybody. You bet.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. Micah, Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide on Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one.
Yeah, I hate having to wrap this thing up on horrible news, but a New Mexico legend has passed away. This has just hit all over the Twitter now. IndyCar and NBC is reporting it. Jenna Fryer just reported the family of Bobby Unser says he passed away last night, natural causes at his home in New Mexico, in Albuquerque. He was 87. I had heard recently that Bobby was really struggling with his health, I mean, there were very few characters like Bobby Unser. Very, very few. Look, the Unser family has won the Indy 500 record 9 times. And Bobby was a big, big part of that. And if you've ever been down to the Unser Racing Museum, if you're too young to remember what Bobby did, it's insane. But he won the Indy 500 in 68, 75, 81, and 1975. No, 3 times. You're going to get a lot of obits and a lot of recalls on Bobby Unser today. What an unbelievable character was Bobby. I remember the first time I met him back when I was at Channel 7 years ago, and just how much I laughed. And condolences to the entire family. And this community, because the Unsers are obviously so embedded in this community. But condolences to Big Al, his brother, Little Al, his nephew, and the entire Unser family, because this is a big loss for New Mexico.
And I'm in that group of too young to have experienced the accomplishments. Of course, I know the impact the Unser family has had on the sporting community in Albuquerque and the state of New Mexico, but in terms of living through those moments, knowing just how big they were, that's where I'm going to have to just step back and listen to everyone else's experience.
Yeah, if you want to get in, and we've got a few more minutes for you. I mean, Bobby won 3 times. He won the Indy 500 3 times, and which is without doubt one of that sport's most colorful, most outspoken, and in that era, most popular drivers in the history of Indy racing, and certainly at the Indy 500. He won in 68, 75, and 81. He's one of just 10 drivers to win the Indy 500 at least 3 times. He's in all kinds of motorsports Hall of Fame, including the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Hall of Fame. He and Rick Mears are the only drivers to win the Indy 500 in 3 different decades. He did it in the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s. And there were 6 members of the Unser family to race in the Indy 500. Bobby and his brother Big Al, who's a 4-time winner, are the only brothers to ever win the Indy 500. Of course, little Al won a couple of times. So this is gosh, such a bummer. JJ, I had been in touch with some people over at the museum probably about a month ago, and I don't know if I mentioned it to you. I'd heard that Bobby was struggling health-wise, and I can't tell you this shocks me, but it just bums me out because Bobby was man, what a character, just and so big for our state. And it's a bad day for New Mexico, that's for sure. A bad day for that sport. And yeah, Bobby will be missed. That's for certain. And you're welcome to get in on that if you want. 246-0610 or 888-922-0610. The Unser family for you, right? So they had stopped racing. I think even Little Al stopped racing kind of when you kind of became into the sports consciousness, right?
Yeah, for me, it's just about what they did and knowing their impact on the community, the Unser Racing Museum, hearing about their accomplishments, but I didn't get to live them as a sportsman.
Yeah. This was a big Indy town. When I got here 25 years ago, let me say that again. When I got here 25 years ago, it blows my mind sometimes. Channel 7 was still sending a crew to the Indy 500 every year. I never got to go. Bob always went on those trips. That's like the one event I really wanted to go to, and that was Bob's beat, man. He was so good at it and so tight with the Unser family. But it was a big deal around here. All right, Grady sent me an email. He said, it's madness, Jeff. The drive for 5 for the Pickles boys starts today. The girls are looking for 2 in the last 3 years. Looking forward to the crazy games, wild finishes, and the compact madness this week. So, JJ, the state tournament's a 1-week deal? Is that what I'm looking at?
8 teams, 1 week. You got your quarterfinals, semifinals, final. Bang, 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 3 days.
And so Saturday at the pit, this coming Saturday?
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
So there's 1A girls, they play today and tomorrow, and then they'll play Thursday, their state final games. You have others that are playing Monday, Wednesday, some that are playing Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, so just spacing it out. But we'll have state finals end of the week and playoffs starting this week. And then one thing that you'll definitely get is with the 8-team field right off the bat. I think some fantastic games, some intensity. And then especially looking at 5A, we'll get into it this week, but boy, was Coach Benjamin on fire Saturday night, looking down saying, wait, Las Cruces is a 3 seed? That was a bit of an eye-opener. Definitely 12-0, undefeated down there, and champs. Fell behind Roswell, and Cleveland gets the 1 seed. You can understand Cleveland, all right, Trisco Heritage, back and forth, tough district, but yeah, that is chip on the shoulder for the Bulldogs.
I think he's got a point, because it feels
100%.
Like
I don't know how Roswell jumped them. And here's the thing, I guess, man, this is even more confusing than the NCAA tournament, man. There's like a bunch of metrics that they use, and we'll get more into it with Sebastian on Wednesday. Right. But I guess in some of the other metrics, like Las Cruces just playing in that district, it pushed them down, and so they didn't get credit for being a 12-0 team, and that's why they came in at 3.
How are you rating districts when you had so little cross-district play? Yeah. When everything was just, is it just your eye test? You're just telling me who's good?
I think it's like somehow like strength of schedule metrics in there, but you're just basing it off that. And so if you don't have necessarily good teams at the bottom of your district, it pulls you down.
All right. Well, we'll get more into that. I know Sebastian will be with us on Wednesday. State tournament starts tonight around the state. Thank you to Glenn Milliken for being with us today. And congratulations to him again. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowherd will follow that. Sports Bar with Trulio and Carlisle. More local talk comes your way at 4 o'clock, and then we're back with award-winning radio. Tomorrow morning, we'll start it at 7 a.m. Aaron, terrific work on the television production side. Steph, it looks like that was mostly you today, huh? And Robert Cat kind of hanging over your shoulder a little bit, but kept us on the air. JJ, enjoy the day.
Have a day, y'all.
Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.